Let no one and nothing stop you from following your dreams. Are you?
Hi everyone, this is your girl Rosita Cooper. Today on Living Your Dreams with Rosita, I have Mr. John Hall, aka the Boss Man. How you doing today?
I'm doing fine, thank you. Praise the Lord. I mean, God is good, and I'm just trying to stay alive and be the best entertainer I can be.
All right, sound good to me. Okay, so tell them basically how you got started in this industry and what do you do?
Wow, that's a long way back, but yes, in the year of 1978,
Hmm.
um, I joined up with a dance group that my cousin had named Bodie. He had a dance group called the Flamingo Dancers. And Bodie got sick, and I had to take over the group. And I took the group, to a whole nother level. It was me. At that time, I was about 20. And I had one little boy by the name of Edison Lamont Fisher, named Turtle. He was about 6. We had Damon Watson. Damon was about at least 13. Then I had Richard Wilmer, who was about 12. At that time, we were the Flamingo Dancers. We worked on Al Albert Showcase, WPVI TV, but, you know, that took time, in my career of training them and teaching them mannerisms and how to speak to people, because we started off like with a charm school, things
Yes,
that we don't have no more, like artist development. You got
yes,
to have artist development when you're into the entertainment business.
that's right.
So getting them prepared for that. Then I took them to the auditions of the Al Albert Showcase. Used
Hmm.
to come on Philadelphia, uh, WPVI TV Channel 6 here in Philadelphia.
Hmm.
Okay. Al Alberts was the lead singer for Al Albert and the Four Aces.
Okay, stop.
So after I had trained them, I had got them ready for the Al Albert Showcase, which is here in Philadelphia. Al Albert was one of the leaders of the Four Aces,
Hmm.
very famous group back in the 1940s and 50s. He gave me a shot to come on his television, and we took advantage of that. When you get the opportunity to step on the right stage, you got to go all the way out.
That's right.
You got to give it
That's
a
right.
hundred and more percent when you hit that stage. You know what I
That's
mean?
right.
So our career from the Al Albert Showcase, we wind up going on tour with James Brown. This was in the year of 1983. Okay, 83, near the end of 83, going into 84.
Hmm.
Be about that time. And we did a 6-month tour with James Brown. Came back home to Philadelphia. We performed at the Uptown Theater,
Hmm.
and we was backstage, and the bodyguards was around us, and the lady came through with a gentleman by the name of Broadway Eddie, and her name was Cherie Galloway,
Hmm.
and she asked us to get involved with an album that was being dedicated to Michael Jackson. They had already wrote the album and had the music and everything ready. They just wanted to pick the right group to do it.
Hmm.
And we was blessed. God has blessed us, to get that gift at that time. And I always used to tell people, being at the right place at the right time, you never know what can happen. So on that day, they gave us the opportunity, and but when I first heard her ask me that, I didn't take it seriously. 'Cause we hear that all the time in the music business. I want you to do this. I want you to do that. You know what I mean? Some people, I'm gonna pay you this. I'm gonna pay you that. You ain't trying to pay me nothing. Pay me no mind. You know what I mean? But it turned out to be true, and it was a blessing. And I got with Broadway Eddie and Miss Cherie Galloway. May God bless them. That was a beautiful gift to have us come in, and we went under the name of the Broadway Thrillers,
Hmm.
and the album was called Let's Do the Michael Jackson. It's still on YouTube today. If they punch in the Broadway Thrillers, Let's Do the Michael Jackson, it'll pop up. You hear the song we did in 1984.
Mm.
The journey didn't stop there. We wind up going to Atlantic City with the Flamingo Dancers and opening up for Club Harlem.
Mhm.
You know, very classic place. It's not there no more. Every year in Atlantic City, Mr. Steve Young and Boulevard Development Group, they give outside concert for the, you know, the Black community to come together and enjoy themselves, because sometimes these are the people that can't pay to go into the casinos,
Mhm.
you know, and see these shows like that. So we put on an outside concert for free for the people. Okay. From there, like I said, we did Club Harlem, you know, and during Club Harlem, we met many celebrities. I mean, many of them. I mean, I'm talking about Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes, the Stylistics. Oh man, Johnny Taylor.
I see that you have
Um,
a whole list of people that you
oh
actually
yes,
share the
I mean,
stage with.
I done been around the best of the best, and I learned from the best. See, I watched the best, and
Mhm.
that's something that Michael Jackson himself told me. He said, "You want to be great?" He said, "You look at the best of the best,"
That's right.
because you notice. Speaking about Michael, because Michael was a great entertainer, he inspired me a whole lot. I
Mhm.
mean, it was a pleasure just to meet him. You know, even though it was just for a split moment. You know, it was an
How old was you?
opportunity.
How old was you at the time, and how old was he?
Oh man, this was 1984. I was about 20 or 21,
Uh-huh.
you know, and we was in Sigma Sound Studio in Philadelphia.
Okay. How
And
old was
they
he at
came,
the time?
well, Michael had to be at least close like 29, 30,
Okay, so
somewhere
y'all
around
about
there.
the same age. Okay.
Yeah, 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 because he's a little older than me, you
Okay.
know.
Awesome.
And oh wow, I mean, it was a blessing. It was a
Mm.
real blessing just to meet somebody like that and then see
Yeah.
his career go up and beyond, you know,
Uh-huh.
and you can just say, wow, thank God that I had an opportunity to meet this man.
Exactly. And for
That's
him
something I'll
to
never
even be
forget.
telling you to, if you want to be the best, you got to watch the best. And he
Yes,
was
he
the
said,
best.
if you want to be
He
great,
was the best
right,
telling you to do that.
right.
So that was
He said, you want to be great, you got to watch the great. You know what I mean?
awesome.
And by watching the great, it's only going to make you better.
That's
So you look at Michael Jackson. He got the hat from Fred Astaire. He
mm,
jumped on his toes from Elvis Presley.
hmm
You know, he did the moonwalk, and the moonwalk do not just go back to Rerun and the Lockets that was on Soul Train back in the day.
hmm
No, the moonwalk go all the way back to Bojangles. And
Yeah.
they are the original ones who did the moonwalk. So
No.
some people think that Michael Jackson created that. No, he did not create that. He paid Shabba-Doo from the Lockets to teach him how to do that.
And didn't they say something about that he like tap as well? And that's
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
that,
yeah. See, one thing about Motown, see, in Motown is just like Philly International. As
mm,
it being a record company, you have to have artist development.
yeah.
See, they don't let you go on stage without actually having artist development. They will watch you. You will have to be in the mirrors. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, sometimes, like I said, when I came out of the Flamingo Dancers, I joined up with Philly Cream.
Uh-huh.
And Philly Cream at that time was with WMOT Records and Philly International. So me coming in as a dancer and filling the spot of a good friend of mine. I mean, he's like my brother, Dwight K. Smith, great entertainer. You
Mm-hmm.
know, he went on with his career. So they needed someone.
Yeah.
So they said, why not John? They said, Jim and John, you know, they just alike. You know what I mean? So that's my buddy. You know what I mean? So I came right in and I fulfilled them shoes. And like I said, it was like an eye opener for me. It
Mm.
was a great eye opener. Miss Valerie Ford, the lead singer for Philly Cream, taught me a lot. I mean, she showed me how to be graceful, you know, how to be very mannerism. You
Mm.
know, they even teach you in charm school, they teach you even how to walk. You know, you had to know how to walk across the stage with your head up and your shoulders back. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And you know,
He taught us all that.
when I manage artists and stuff, I go through the artist development at first. You know, before we get started, anything, I do the artist because I'm like, when you walk through the door, I want people to wonder who you are if they don't already know you. You see?
Right.
Yeah.
And that's a little tip for the youngsters for today. You know, they don't have that.
Exactly.
If they learned that artist development, then they will see why the great of the greats be who they are.
Exactly.
I mean, you go all the way back to little Anthony. You know what I mean? He was just one of the teenagers. It was the first teenage group ever in history to come out, you know, as a teenager group, young boys, you know what I mean, and sing like that. You know what I mean? So, you know, we gotta look at the great, those that came before us.
That's right. That's right. So how was it being on tour with James Brown?
The Godfather.
That was exciting.
Think about James Brown. James Brown is a very serious person when it comes to the entertainment. He didn't allow mistakes. Yeah. He said that's what practice is for. So you don't have no mistakes on that day when you perform. Exactly. And one thing about James Brown, if you made a mistake on stage, he'll walk past you and he would do this. He'd count. Every time he keep opening his hand, that right there means $25 coming out your pay. You know what I mean? But he was very strict when it came down to the business.
You know what? I used to have a band when I first moved to Georgia, and they played for a lot of major people, the band members and stuff. But they had to learn my music, and my ex would give them the song with all the instruments on it, and the song just with their instrument, so they can just listen to what they had to play. Right. And they would come to rehearsal, and you know, and trying to learn it. And I'm like stuff that's for at home and stuff. So I understand exactly what James Brown was talking about. It's time to get it.
That's right. You have to be, you know, you have to be very serious about your craft. You know, like I said, you know, it was a blessing starting off, you know, through the streets, performing at the nightclubs in the city, the bars, the cabaret halls in Philadelphia. I can name many of them places, you know, that I remember. I mean, but you know, that's the growing stage. You know, everybody's going to go through that. You know what I mean? But when you start actually branching out and developing your craft more and more and getting your show together, then you can step out and say, well, you know, I've done this, I've done that. You know, like I say, being a dancer, getting in with Philly Cream, learning the ropes and recording with Philly Cream. Okay. 1986, we put out a song by Tony Carmelo, who was the engineer for Motown. Okay, he wrote the song Midnight Train to Georgia. He was the engineer behind that song. He came up with a song called Love Can't Turn Around for Philly Cream. And that song took us up and beyond. And we was traveling and flying here and there. And believe me, it was a beautiful journey, something I would never forget in my life. You know?
I know you said that. No, go ahead, what you were getting ready to say.
It's just something that I will never forget. It's just, you know, there's many memories that I have that many people can learn from. I mean, they really can learn from. I mean, it all hasn't been good now. It all hasn't been good, but you know, God has shown me how to bring it all together.
Yeah.
You know,
so
the Godfather has told me some things that I need to know. So I keep them memories.
That's good. So tell me about the memory of, I know you said that with the Flamingos, the kids was really young. So would you say a 9-year-old and what else? Did you say 11, 12?
Oh, you mean with the Flamingo Dancers?
Yes.
Yeah, we was working with Channel 6 in Philadelphia with the Alabama Showcase.
But then you said that they was really young?
Oh, they was young. They was kids.
Okay, so how was it working with How was it working with really, really young kids, you know?
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. That at that age, when they was young like that, they admired me because I was with the original Flamingo Dancers. And they lived in my neighborhood. So when they came to me and they said, look, man, we want to learn how to dance like that. So I was like, hey, you know, it's popped up in my mind. Let me teach these guys for a minute. You know what I mean? So I was teaching them, and I'm looking at the artist development in them, and I'm saying, whoa, they got it down. You know what I mean? So I said, well, okay, let me put it to the test. You know what I mean? So I hooked up a show at the Uptown Theater. You know, matter of fact, that's when we did the first James Brown concert. It was James Brown and the Dells. You know, we went and got the limousine service. Everybody was dressed in white tuxedos. And, you know, we went around to the Uptown Theater and came in there. And at that time, it wasn't the Uptown Theater, but that way everybody remember it as. It was called the New Tech. They changed the name to the New Tech. The Bowser family had it, you know, turned it over to their custody. But James Brown and the Dells came there, and we was the opening show. Now, when Cal first saw us, you know, we walked in, he said, this the show? I said, yeah, this the show. He said, wait a minute. I thought you had about 15, 30 dancers. I said, no, Cal, we're the Flamingo Dancers. He never saw us before, but his partner saw us. That's how we got on the show. So we had an arrangement, and he was like, well, I'm paying $1,500 for this. I said, well, you ain't seen nothing yet. So he said, well, yeah, it's only 4 of y'all. I said, I know. Always been 4 of us, you know? So I asked the guy, Mr. William Hall, I said, Mr. Hall, I said, listen, have you ever seen us? He said, no. I said, I'll tell you what, Cal, this is what we'll do. I said, we'll open the show up. If the people don't like us, you don't pay us nothing. But if we do turn it out, we want that money, and we want 3 more shows. He said, bet. He said, sure, no problem. He said, I'm going to see what you do. But see, what he didn't know, we're performing in a building where everybody in the building already knew us. They done seen us on TV 4 or 5 times. People already knew us in Philadelphia. So he the one took the chance, right? So I said, okay. And as soon as they announced our name and we threw the smoke bombs out there on the stage, the crowd went off. Them little boys came out there, because we had just came off the Al Albert Showcase. And we did our thing and turned it out, you know. And James Brown said, yo, taking y'all with me on this tour.
Nice.
I said, no problem. And their mother, just happened by lucky, their mothers and them was in the audience. They came to see the show.
Nice.
You know, me and Cal came to be best of friends after that. I mean, he let me open up about 4 or 5 more shows. He said, I ain't got to go all the way to New York to get entertainment. I got you right here.
Exactly.
You know I mean?
People love dancing.
Oh, man, listen. I love Fred Astaire. I mean, I love the Hines brothers, the Nicholson brothers. I watch their films today. I still watch their films. You know what I mean? So I know that certain moves they did, I mean, fantastic. As a dancer, you got to know how to move.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You got to, like I said, artist development. You know what I mean? I've been through that majority of my life. And I still do it, but I do it with myself now. You know what I mean? Because I have come from under that type of management, whereas though I developed my own company. So that's why we have the Boss Man and Company. And I have dancers, you know, female dancers. I got the Philly Sirens. You know, they're the best dancers I ever seen here in Philadelphia besides the Flamingo Dancers. They're going to be on the show with me in Atlantic City next Mother's Day. It would be Stephanie Mills, After 7, Miss Angela Burton, and me.
Nice.
And believe me, we're going to give them a great show. You know, for all the people that have been locked away in their houses with the coronavirus and all that, you know, don't be scared. You know, God, believe in God. That's all you got to do.
Exactly.
Believe in God. You know, if it ain't your time, you ain't going nowhere.
Exactly.
You know? Right. So come on out, enjoy yourself, you know, and have fun. You know? So that's what we're getting ready for. But, you know, we also have other shows coming up. We're trying to negotiate right now with Miss Patti LaBelle, also Invo, and it's an organization that I'm very proud to be the music coordinator for this organization, Cure Cancer with music.org.
Okay.
And we're giving a show, and we're going to present proceeds to St. Jude's to help the children with cancer. We're going to give to families of COVID-19, and we're going to give money to George Floyd's daughter, and for a foundation to give her some money, you know, to help out with that situation. So we got very good people from out of where they at? They up in New York, but they're up like around Rockaway, all the way up in New York. Like I said, they can go online, they can look up the organization, and believe me, when you look at this, you're gonna say, "Wow, you know, Cure Cancer with music.org."
Okay, so could you tell us anything about your Walk of Fame that you have?
Yes. That I will never forget that great moment. Something very unexpected, very unexpected. I was asked to come to Detroit on behalf of the Stub Girls, who are the nieces and the sisters of Levi Stubbs from the Four Tops and Duke. They introduced me to Thelma, you know, who is the sister of Levi Stubbs. So what I didn't know was that they are the cousins to Jackie Wilson. Okay, and upon that meeting, Brenda Wilson, very lovely lady, very lovely, very intelligent, very, very talented. I mean, you know, looks just like her father. You know, her father was Jackie Wilson, and she's the CEO of the Jackie Wilson Foundation, and they inducted me into the Jackie Wilson Foundation Wall of Fame, where they have all the certificates of all the artists that have put 30 or 40 years into the music business, as well as career of art, dance, you know, your career as it goes on. Nice. You know, and
so ain't she your
I want to show you what she gave me. Hold for 1 minute. Okay. Now this here, right, will show you. This was given to me by the state of Michigan.
Nice.
Okay. This is from the state of Michigan and has my name there, John Hall, and it talks about the career of the Flamingo Dancers, Philly Cream, you know, and it's signed by all the state representatives and the governor of Michigan. Okay, that's one. And this one here that she presented to me. This was actually from the Jackie Wilson Foundation Wall of Fame. My children, my grandchildren, my family, you know, they all can go down there in Motown and they will see all these rewards. Nice. So it's a great honor to have my career inducted into, you know, Jackie Wilson Foundation. I mean, what a better person, you know, what a better person. My father used to tell me about him, you know, Mr. Excitement, that's what they called him, you know, and to meet his daughter, but, you know, not just her, you know, the Stub Girls, fantastic group. Oh, they awesome. And Cheryl Ruffin, David Ruffin's daughter, you know, Johnny Taylor's daughter. Wow. I even met one of the legends, Billy Davis. So Billy Davis is who taught Jimi Hendrix how to play the guitar. Billy Davis played in Jackie Wilson's band. You know, Billy Davis played with James Brown, you know, for just a split second. Nice. You know? So, I mean, it was an honor, you know, to be down there and to meet the children of the legend. And I'm a part of that tour as well. You know, we have the Offsprings of the Legends tour, and the CEO of the Jackie Wilson Foundation, who is Miss Brenda Wilson, she is the owner of this tour, and it's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Wow. So I need to tell one of my friends about that, Hank Billard's son.
Yes, yes.
Please. Yeah, Cause he
Please
does
tell him to get in contact with me, and I'll put him in contact with her.
Yeah, because I'm going to interview him, and he does music as well. So he would love to be a part of something like that. I'm going to let him know.
Yes. Like I said, working, tell him to call me. Tell him to call me, and I will definitely put him in contact with them because, she wants to contact with all the children of the legends.
Yeah.
Nice. My family, I mean, it ain't like I'm a stranger to the business. I have cousins and them that's been in the business way before me. Russell Tompkins Jr., the lead singer for the Stylistics, the wonderful group Breakwater, Steve Green. I have many people around me that was doing management with me. Mimi Brown from WDAS Radio.
Mr. Wilson, Jackie Wilson, is that your manager now?
Yes. Miss Brenda Wilson, she helps out with my management. So if anyone needs to get John the Boss Man Hall, she handles, that, along with Miss Rhonda Supreme, Free Agent Radio, and also Miss Adrian, Miss Adrian Young, Miss Philly Love. She also is assistant manager, and the Boss Man and Company is not just me, myself. Like I said, I have the Real Boss Lady London. Yeah. I have Mr. Anthony Lewis. I have Mr. Norm Love. I have Tobocious Rochester. I have Javon Cheney. So I mean,
it's a whole awesome behind me. That is so awesome. You got a nice team put together.
Oh, but if you have to have a good team.
Yeah, exactly.
If you have a good team, you're not just one person thinking about the matter yourself.
Exactly.
Just because, I'm the boss man, don't mean that all decisions have to be made by me.
Exactly. And it's good to have people that actually care about what you're doing and your well-being and want you to succeed in your corner.
Yes.
It's very important.
Even my stepmother, Miss Mary Lilly, she gives me good advice, tells me what to do and what not to do, watch out for this, watch out for that, and I love her very dearly, for the advice that she gives me. People have been really looking out for me, and, having my back, very good friend, Baby Dave, Baby Dave Productions. I'm working with Mr. Bill Ingram with Platinum Entertainment. They give great shows in Atlantic City. You got to come out there one day.
I'm coming now. You ain't got to tell me number one time.
Yeah, so we getting ready for next year.
Okay.
But I want you also, I've been having this here. This is another award that was given to me, and this was from the radio station here in Philadelphia, Indie Radio. They gave a contest and I was involved with that. Also, I got one for the music awards in Atlantic City for the Black History Month. That was given to me by Miss Angela Burton. Miss Angela Burton was one of the first female singers at Club Harlem that been there since she was like 17. And Miss Angela right now is in her 60s and doing well and looking young as anything. She looks like she's about 40 years old right now today. Still singing strong. That mean? And then I received this one here. This was like, I got this at a ball contest. Came in first place and won this one. And I mean, I got many awards, throughout my career, being in the newspapers. Also, I have to tell you, it's a great blessing that my record right now is #1 in Scotland, England.
Oh, wow.
And they just put me on the front cover of the Turning Point magazine in London. Nice. Esther, what's her name? Esther Austin Global. She has a magazine, Turning Point. and they gave me the front cover. You know, I mean, like I say, God has been good. God has been good,
Nice.
and I have no complaints.
Nice.
No complaints at all.
Okay, well, you know, on Living Your Dreams with Rosita, we have a testimonial part. So I want you to tell us a testimony of something that happened to you that basically made you want to almost give up, and how did you get past that?
Being in the belly of the beast and rising from that and looking where I'm at now today. I know that it didn't happen just by me doing it. You know, I was blessed to take what he has given me and make it work in a positive way. So I tell brothers and stuff that may have had treasure in their life that you keep going. Give up. If you truly believe in yourself, you don't give up. You know, no matter what happened, put that in the past, because that's what it is. It's your past.
That's right.
You keep going forward. Stop looking back. Keep going forward. You know, especially anyone in the entertainment business, thinking that since you've been in the belly of the beast and you come out into this world that you can't still make it. Oh, yes, you can. I'm living proof.
That's right.
I went on America's Got Talent. I won the Apollo Theater. I was on Do You Think You Can Dance? You know, I got my album out now, #1 record. I'm on the front cover of magazines. Wow. What more do I have to be grateful for? You know, what's next?
So do you feel as though that what happened to you, did it make you stronger and go harder? Or do you feel as though that you would have actually been further than you are right now if that had not happened? Did it make you like step back a little bit?
I believe this. Whatever is decreed to happen in you in your life has already been written out.
That's right.
You're going through the trials and the tribulations of fulfilling that. Because everyone here on earth, we're only here on probation. And you're going to go through these trials and tribulations, but that gave me time to think and to ponder and to educate myself. You know, I mean, just not being an entertainer, but I hold a BA degree in religious studies. So I am very connected spiritually. And I tell people that you have to have physically, mentally, and spiritually inclined. If you're not, you're imbalanced.
That's right.
Because you don't know right from wrong. You don't know how to stimulate this and that. I mean, so you have to, you know, just don't give up. You keep going. But let me introduce you to one of my artists.
Okay.
She's very lovely and she's coming strong. Her record is, I mean, hitting very strong right now overseas.
Okay.
Let me introduce you to the real Boss Lady London. Here she is.
Hello.
Hi. How are you?
I am good. How you doing?
I am good.
Okay, so introduce yourself to us and tell us a little about yourself. I actually seen you perform and stuff. I seen the video, he sent it to me. I like that.
Hi, my name is Boss Lady London. I am the real Boss Lady London. I'm also known as Lady London.
Okay.
And I'm an artist. I write my own music. I write hip hop mixed with a little bit of R&B.
Okay,
and a little bit of reggae as well.
Okay, nice.
Song out called Cash Money, No Limit. It's playing in the UK every day on the radio at Gemini Sound Radio. It's also playing in the US with Cheryl the Pearl, Black Entertainment, Bottom Entertainment. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Nice.
So and it's also playing on. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
It's also playing on KAZI in Austin, Texas.
Austin, Texas.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yes.
So how long you been doing music yourself?
How long have
you been doing music?
Oh, you know what? I started writing music when I was 13. My father introduced me to music. I wanted to be an FBI agent.
Me too.
My dad quickly changed that. And my dad sings.
Yeah.
And he goes all around singing. He sings gospel music.
Nice.
With a band. He has his own group in North Carolina.
Nice.
And
you want to give them a shout out to your dad now?
You know what? I was just thinking about that. My dad is in the hospital right now. So shout out to my dad who introduced me to music. And my brother wouldn't allow me to let music go. So, you know, I did music when I was 13. I wrote songs. You know, I went all around the city with everybody that was involved in music. So I know everyone just about in Philadelphia who's involved with music. And then I didn't want to be, originally I didn't want to be a rapper. I just wanted to have my own business that involves music and fashion. And I developed my own performing arts school here in Philadelphia. And that's what I did with most of my life.
Oh, nice. Nice. Well, congratulations on everything. And I know one day we will meet face to face and hopefully might perform on the same stage one day.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
Well, it was nice meeting you, and thank you. And, oh, give us some inspiring words that you want everybody to hear, that you feel as though they can grow on.
That they will encourage them.
If you're interested in music, or just anything, or music.
Anything, just words that they can teach their kids can teach their kids, and it's going to pass along. Just some inspiring words that they can grow from for the rest of their life. Okay,
to believe in yourself and to always put God first. If you believe in God, you got to believe in yourself because God is in us.
That's
so
right.
It's kind of like all one unit. So you got to believe in both. And don't let your mind talk you out of putting in the hard work, because the hard work will pay off.
Yes, it will. I'll make them do hard work.
Okay, so if he push you real hard, you already got it. Because, you know, some artists, they be at that point to where it's, look, I got it. I just need management. You know what I'm saying? And then some artists, you got to teach how to do everything. Right. So.
Well, I met Boss Man during my first performance. I met him in the audience and I asked him to be my manager. So you got to take risks. He's still my manager today, almost 7, 8 years later.
Nice, nice. Okay, well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
You're so welcome. And maybe one day that I can actually get you on the show and we can do your interview.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so I want to hear your inspiring words that you want the audience to hear.
Well, I'm going to say it like James Brown said it. James told me, he said, say it loud, I'm Black and I'm proud. I'm a soul man, but I can't stand it. But he says, people, you got to have something. Without having something, you can never get nothing. So you got to keep striving. You know, no matter which way you go about it, you got to keep striving. That's you know, don't give up. Don't give up. When you think that you have reached that peak, let me tell you something. Out of all the things that I have ever done, truthfully, I feel like I just begun.
That's right.
Seriously, out of all the TV shows, interviews, stage performances, every time I hit the stage, it's like the first time ever going on stage. But that's the way I feel about it. And see, you know what that does? That stops the ego.
But you know what? Like my dad told me when I was young, my dad always said, you set a goal, you reach it. You set a higher one, you reach that, and you keep setting goals and reaching them and setting more goals to get higher. My dad said, don't never settle. You keep going.
Keep going. You see, there is no top and there is no bottom.
Exactly.
You know, people say that, I'm getting to the top. There is no top. You just going up. You know? Exactly. And you know, as you go up the ladder, you got to remember those that was before you. It is something that I do with the artists here in my city. You know, Miss Raina Graham, Miss Damon Keith Williams, Miss Dwight K. Smith, Miss Valerie Ford. You know, these people are some of the legends within the city, and they know if I go somewhere and I'm climbing the ladder, you're gonna climb it with me.
Yes.
But I don't forget those that I was around.
Exactly. You know? Exactly.
If there's a door open, I can bring you in. I'm gonna bring you in.
That's right.
And that's how we got to keep the business going.
Exactly. And I noticed the generations now is totally different from back in the day. I talked to a lot of the legends and the legends and stuff from back in the day that was doing stuff together, and they brought everybody in. You know, their friends did music. Everybody came. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Now people are related to each other, trying to compete with each other. It's sad, you know.
Yeah. But I'm gonna tell you something. You know, this business, it could be up and it could be down.
Yeah.
But you gotta watch those that are around you.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? You know, because they say if you know a person is a snake, don't pick them up. They're gonna bite you.
Exactly.
Right.
And I always tell folks,
you might bite me once, not gonna bite me twice.
Look, I always tell folks like this right here. You know how they say you keep your enemy close? I keep mine far away from me, because if you right beside me, I can't see the knife you finna stab in my back. But if you far away from me, I can see you coming.
That's right. That's right. You see it coming. That's right. You see it coming. You know?
So, but yes. So I want to really thank you so much for being on the show. Is there anything else that you want the audience to know? Well,
for them to be safe, you know, take this matter very seriously, what's going on in the world today. And, you know, we got to make changes, you know, even in our government, we got to make changes. That's all. I mean, you know, these are not slavery days no more. You know what I mean? The people are standing up, and you don't have Al Sharpton, you don't have Jesse Jackson, you don't have Malcolm X, you don't have Louis Farrakhan, you don't have, I mean, so many of them on the front line no more. Look at the front line now. You got these young ones. These young ones. I mean, college students. You know what I mean? They saying enough is enough. You know what I mean? And it is enough. Enough is enough. You know what I mean? There's no need to be having prejudice. You know what I mean? No need for that. You know what I mean? I'm an artist. I got, you know, I deal with all nationality of color people. You know, I go all the way to China, you know, Australia. You know, people are people. We are all God's children. You know what I mean? So we have to, you know, stay focused and learn, you know, learn from your mistakes and make them better.
And I made a statement one time before, and I truly believe this, and I stick to this, that I feel as though the people that don't like somebody else, but just because of the color of their skin, their race, and the color of their skin, they don't like themselves. Because if you really truly loved yourself, then you wouldn't be so busy trying to focus on somebody else that you don't even know. You would be somewhere on vacation. You would be spending time with your family. You would be enjoying life. So those that have the time and the energy to focus on other people every single day, to not like them, if they don't even know you, you do not like yourself.
That's right. You can't like yourself. You do all that. But they tell you this. This is something that Dougie Fresh told me. He said, if they're not talking about you, you ain't doing nothing. But if they're talking about you, you're doing something right.
That what my grandmama told me when I was little. I was little. I was like 6 years old. I said, Grandma, why do grown folk be talking about each other? She said, look, baby, let me tell you something. If ain't nobody talking about you, you ain't hear no nothing.
That's right. That's right.
Say, all right then. She said, you hold your shoulders back and you walk straight with your head up and you be proud of who you are. You know, she said, always remember that, baby, when you get older, if they ain't talking about you, you ain't hear no nothing. So now I see, as I start getting older, I start seeing what she was talking about.
Right, that's right. You start to see it as we grow and we develop, you know, we have children, you know, and, you know, I got 4 boys, 1 girl, and all of them are into the entertainment.
Nice.
You know, I mean, I got one is a gospel rapper, one he's into engineering. He come out of Penn State. You know, I got my son Kwame. They call him Cash. He's like an underground rapper. like 50 Cent in them.
Nice.
You know what I mean? And my daughter, she models.
Nice.
So, you know, and they all grown, and they all doing their thing, you know, and you know, they don't really even call on daddy no more. You know what I mean?
But that means that you did your job.
Yes, yes. Thank
because
God.
I am so tired of seeing.
Well, I can't just say I did my job. I got to.
Well, you and everybody, y'all did y'all job.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say that because I am so tired of seeing grown folks that 30, 40 years old still staying with their mom and dad and have no clue. I was talking to a guy yesterday, and he said, I got to go in there and boil my kids some hot dogs and make them some fries. I said, but ain't your kids teenagers?
Right.
And he was like, yeah, but I don't have them to mess with the stove. I said, it is time for you to start teaching them how to cook themselves something to eat. Right. That's why kids grow up and start their testimonies be, well, my parents didn't teach me nothing, but I had to learn on the streets. You don't want your kids to be one of those children saying that my parents didn't teach me nothing because you handicapped them trying to spoil them.
Right, right.
You know, that's a handicap. You got to teach them how to take care of themselves and stuff.
Right.
And my nephew, I had him standing up in the chair washing dishes. He was so little. You stand up in the chair, you wash the dishes. You see what I'm saying? My niece was trying to back him taller than her head. She trying to push him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But right. It's teaching them stuff when they old enough to know what yes and no mean. It's time to start teaching them certain things, and they will thank you for it later because you're not going to be around forever, and them kids need to know how to take care of themselves. And if you baby them all while they're grown and stuff, you're handicapping them, and if something happened to you, they're going to be clueless.
Right.
And that's why a lot of people fails today because they didn't have that grown leadership saying, look, you're going to know how to do this. I'm going to make sure you know how to do this. I'm going to make sure you know how to do this. Suppose now, like, oh, my baby good. No. You know, you see what I'm saying? So, but thank you so much for being on the show. I really appreciate you. And I'm looking forward to meeting you one day. And I'm definitely going to come to that event that you're talking about. Definitely.
Right. Oh, yeah. It's going to be a great event. I mean, I just want to say hello to the Flamingo Dancers, Billy, Will, and Sue. You know, the last of the Flamingo, and they're doing great.
Nice. Okay, you know. Well, y'all have been listening to.
And I look forward to seeing you at our next show.
What, you said what?
I look forward to seeing you at our next show.
Exactly. So you make sure that you let me know what's going on and stuff, and keep calling me and stuff, so we can.
I will.
Yeah, so I keep up. You know what's going on.
And we need to set a show up down there in Atlanta. We need to set something up.
All right, we're going to continue to talk about it. We were talking about that the other day. We're going to continue to talk about this. Okay. Definitely. Okay. Yes. Definitely. Okay. Well, y'all have been watching and listening to Living Your Dreams with Rosita Cooper and Mr. John Hall, a.k.a. the Boss Man. So y'all make sure that no one and nothing stops you from following your dreams. Peace and love. Peace and blessings. Peace.